$1 trillion. That's the staggering estimated value of your personal data, bought and sold in an invisible marketplace every single day. This isn't just theory, it's documented economic warfare happening right now, exploiting your every digital move. Your online life, browsing habits, and even your physical location are meticulously tracked, aggregated, and traded without your explicit consent. Let me show you exactly how this secretive market operates and its profound personal threats to you. Welcome to Patent Wars, where we uncover the economics of tech warfare. Today we expose the silent architects of this data empire, revealing how they profit from your digital footprint, often leaving your privacy vulnerable. Every click, every purchase, every interaction leaves a trail. This trail forms your digital footprint, a valuable commodity meticulously collected by an unseen network. This isn't just about ads, it's about deep, personal profiling. Imagine a shadowy industry, operating in plain sight, with access to your deepest secrets. They know your health concerns, financial struggles, and political leanings. They compile these intimate details into a saleable product. This system functions quietly, in the background of your daily internet use, building comprehensive profiles. These aren't just guesses. They are data-driven insights sold to the highest bidder. It's a silent, constant surveillance. You might think your data is anonymous or protected, but the reality is far more complex and concerning. Specialized firms exist solely to connect those seemingly anonymous dots, creating a complete picture of who you are. The sheer scale of this operation is difficult to grasp, making it one of the most significant, yet least understood, economic battlegrounds of our time. Understanding it is your first line of defense against unseen adversaries. The concept of collecting consumer data isn't new. For decades, direct mail companies compiled lists from public records and surveys. This was the nascent stage of an industry that would eventually explode with digital technology. Before the internet, data brokers dealt in addresses and demographics, selling them to catalog companies and telemarketers. It was a tangible, if intrusive, business. You could see the junk mail arriving in your physical mailbox. The digital revolution, however, dramatically accelerated this process. Websites introduced cookies, then tracking pixels, allowing for unprecedented, invisible data collection. The internet became the ultimate surveillance tool. As early as the 1990s, companies began aggregating online user data, building profiles on early internet adopters. The scale was small then, but the blueprint for today's multi-trillion-dollar market was firmly established. The growth was exponential. From simple demographic lists, data brokers evolved into sophisticated entities. They now harvest data from virtually every digital interaction, creating incredibly detailed, dynamic profiles. This data includes everything from your browsing history and search queries to your app usage and smart device interactions. Every piece of information becomes another brushstroke in your comprehensive digital portrait. They track your location, your income, your credit score, and even your emotional state based on your online activity. This isn't just data, it's a mirror reflecting your entire existence, constantly updated and refined. The digital age transformed what was once a niche industry into a global, pervasive network. What started as direct mail lists became an invisible, ubiquitous market, trading in the most personal details of your life. The pattern is always there. A drive for information, then monetization. Today, data brokers collect billions of data points daily from millions of individuals. This isn't a coincidence, it's a systemic operation designed for profit. Consider your daily online activity. Every scroll, every click, every like is recorded. This forms a digital dossier, constantly growing, constantly refining the understanding of your behaviors and preferences. They know what you buy, what you might buy, and even what price you're willing to pay. This isn't about protecting you, it's about predicting you, then selling that prediction for a premium. The goal is pure economic leverage. This creates a stark contrast. You believe you're browsing freely, while a hidden industry is meticulously dissecting your every move. The perceived freedom of the internet hides a deep, complex web of surveillance and trade. You might use a private browser or a VPN, but the vast network of data brokers still finds ways to gather information. Their methods are constantly evolving, adapting to every new privacy measure you attempt to implement. The Federal Trade Commission itself has highlighted the opacity of this industry. They've noted the significant lack of transparency, calling it a call for action due to its potential for consumer harm. I've linked the source in the description. This isn't just about targeted ads for shoes you looked at once. It's about insurance companies adjusting your premiums based on your browsing history. It's about lenders assessing your risk based on your social media activity. The market for this data is immense, spanning advertisers, financial institutions, political campaigns, and even government agencies. Your digital identity is a commodity, bought and sold to influence everything in your life. The pattern is clear. What starts as a harmless data collection for convenience quickly escalates into a powerful tool for manipulation and control. The unseen hand of the data broker guides many of your daily experiences. The trick is simple. Data brokers aggregate information from public records, social media, online purchases, mobile apps, and even offline sources. They then link these disparate pieces to create a single, comprehensive profile. They purchase data from apps you use, websites you visit, and loyalty programs you sign up for. Then, using sophisticated algorithms, they cross-reference and enrich this data, making your profile incredibly detailed and specific. This isn't a flaw in the system, it's the design. Legal loopholes and vague terms of service allow them to operate. You often consent to this data collection without fully understanding its far-reaching implications and consequences. The average person agrees to dozens of terms and conditions daily, unknowingly granting access to vast amounts of personal data. This fine print is their legal shield, turning your privacy into a marketable asset without your knowledge. This creates a critical contrast. The public believes privacy settings offer protection, but the industry operates on the premise that data, once shared, is fair game. There's a vast disconnect in understanding. They don't need your explicit permission for every single data point. Instead, they rely on complex data flows and third-party agreements, making it nearly impossible to track who has your information and for what purpose. This invisible mechanism generates billions. It allows companies to understand you better than you understand yourself, predicting your needs, desires, and vulnerabilities, all for economic gain. Your predictability is their profit. The result? A vast, interconnected web where your digital identity is constantly analyzed, packaged, and sold, often many times over. This is the true economics of tech warfare, fought over your personal information. And here's the key. This system isn't slowing down. It's expanding. The sheer volume of data combined with advanced AI means your digital footprint is becoming an even more valuable and dangerous commodity every single day. What makes this dangerous today is the precision and pervasiveness of this data. Right now, the same mechanisms are being used to target you with scams, influence your decisions, and even compromise your identity. Your location data, for example, can be sold to advertisers who then know where you shop, work, and live. This real-time tracking creates a digital shadow that follows your every physical movement, often without your knowledge. Right now, this invisible market allows for hyper-targeted political ads tailored to exploit your fears and biases, eroding democratic processes. Your data becomes a weapon in the hands of those who seek to influence outcomes. The contrast today is stark. Tech companies claim to protect your privacy, yet the data broker industry, fueled by their ecosystem, thrives. It's a game of plausible deniability, where you, the consumer, are always the product. This isn't just about annoying pop-ups. It's about financial institutions denying you services, or even insurance companies raising your rates based on data you never knew they had. Your data can be used against your financial well-being. Identity theft, once a rudimentary crime, is now supercharged by the comprehensive profiles data brokers create. Your entire digital life is laid bare, making you an easy target for sophisticated cybercriminals and fraudsters. By understanding how this system works, you can begin to see the hidden battles fought over your information. This knowledge is not just power, it is the essential shield against the economic exploitation of your digital self. The pattern is undeniable. From early direct mail lists to today's trillion-dollar digital market, the thirst for personal data and the profit derived from it has only intensified. The system adapts, but the core mechanism remains. So what should you take from this? First, understand that your digital footprint is not just data, it's an asset with real economic value. Treat it with the same care as your physical wallet. Second, be aware of every digital interaction. Every app, every website, every free service is a potential data collection point. Be skeptical of broad consent forms and vague privacy policies. Third, take action. Regularly review privacy settings, use privacy-focused tools, and demand transparency from the companies that collect your information. Your proactive defense is crucial in this ongoing warfare. Knowledge is the only true protection in an arena where your digital identity is constantly under siege. Once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it, empowering you to navigate this complex landscape more effectively. The estimated value of the global digital economy, driven by data, is projected to reach over $16 trillion by 2030, underscoring the immense economic stakes. All sources are linked in the description for your further research. If this expose opened your eyes to the hidden battles over your digital life, subscribe to Patent Wars. We'll show you how global powers wield intellectual property as a weapon in the next video. What other hidden tech warfare do you want revealed? Patent Wars has the answers. I'll show you where to look.